What we've got here are the hard drive cages. Put the drives in. Of course, you got your mounting screws. Put the drives in. Put them in there. Slide them back in. Lock it into place. Very, very nice. Very easy. There's a little notches up on the top. It actually pops into a recessed hole there. So once you put them in and lock them into place, they are in there for good. Again, toolless for your drives, for your 5 1/4 drives. Take your front covers off, slide in your DVD, your Blu-ray, whatever you're going to be putting up in there, and these just pop, lock them into place. No tools needed on that aspect of it. Here are your cable connections for your top ports. Got your motherboard access for your CPU cooler, the back plates. Over in this area, your power supply will actually be hanging in a vertical position here with the top of it sticking out. It will be drawing air in from the back side, moving it out. Got some good access here for cabling on the spots. So if you can imagine it, before we put the motherboard and stuff into it, is if you took this case and turned it in that direction, you're going to get what you typically see. You know, it might be the power supply at the top, motherboard sits here, video cards are all out here, hard drives that sit that way. So we're looking on the back side, or where the back side of the motherboard would be. And this is where you can see where all the cabling has been ran. You got your cabling that's coming down from your ports on the top. Your power supply, remember, sits right in this position, so you can run your cabling from there. Also, you got this nice big hole that you've got right here that the power connections can run through and go to the motherboard, where you can run any other of your power connections. All the wires that you see here are the wires that do go to the fans, and they come off the top there for your speed control. These tie into, what they actually do is they tie into the motherboard, and then they piggyback back to the switch, and then go to the fan. So you're actually controlling, the power is coming off the motherboard to the switch, and then back down to the fan. We can see we got plenty of room to go around here. We have all of our cabling in there. What's nice is right along this edge, it's actually indented back. I was just talking with some of the other guys from Modders Inc. the other day about, I'd really like to see a case that was set back far enough that you could run your cabling. I mean, most of the time they give you maybe a ½ inch. With this little offset in the back, we probably got an inch of space to run the cabling. You don't have to force the side panel on once you hide all your cables. Great feature. Then what we have here is these little punch outs out of the steel casing here. What that is that you can put the cabling right next to it and run a plastic tie through that, and then tie off your cable. So you can run your cabling, let's say up here, put a plastic tie, run it in, another cable come up, plastic tie, holds it in place. That's what's being used down here. You get those same kind of punch outs, and there seems to be some of them in other parts of the case. Really a great little feature there, and helps with the organization of the case. So here we are, we got the side panel off, and we now get to see the case with everything installed. As you can see, the power supply is over here, and it is in the vertical position and not the horizontal position like you normally see. And it comes up to the top. The motherboard, as you can see, has done the 90-degree angle. It is the 90-degree angle clockwise. So what you see normally here, the memory would be up and down in this position, and the video card, of course, would be towards the back. Here we have our NVIDIA 285 card. It's a big size, dual slot, full size card. Plenty of space below. Plenty of space below there. So no worries about the extra big cards, or even like, let's say, the ATR cards that have the plugs that usually come out through the bottom. You have plenty of room here. Also, we got the 3 fans. And as I kind of stated earlier, now that we can see with it off, the air does go into the bottom. This fan draws the air, or forces the air up across the hard drives and whatever other devices you have in here. This one supplies air around in this area, so it gives the video cards its cooling air. And then the other fan kind of helps draw in the air for the power supply, and then cooling air for the CPU. Right above here we do have one fan that draws the air out through the top. The power supply draws the air out from the back side of the case through the power supply and out through the top. So we're not drawing any of that or keeping any of that hot air inside of the case. As you can see, it looks fairly clean on the inside. I was really kind of concerned about the wire management of how this is all going to lay out. And what you see here is maybe 20-25 minutes of putting the case together and putting the parts inside of it. I did very little actual wire management, and it came out really good. I was really quite surprised of how well they really thought out the process of where they can run the cabling through on the back side and all this other parts. So right now I stuck the video power cables out towards the front. Just a little short. One of them was just a little short to go towards the back side and out. So it's sitting right there right now. I could probably make it even look a little better. But like I did, I just assembled the case to try and simulate just how somebody would probably put it together. And it did come out really nice and clean. I really am impressed how well this case has been laid out and how it went together.